Hello guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to draw the back view of an anime character. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to draw a vertical line for where the character is going to be. And then I'm going to divide. First I'm going to select, a place where his head is going to end, like there. And then here is maybe where his pelvis is going to be. And then we're just gonna divide this into 3 sections, like that. So as you can see, I'm just gonna draw the upper body in this tutorial. That's mainly because we're gonna use the exact same sketch for the back view as for the front view, and therefore it's really easy. I mean, the legs and stuff is really easy to draw. So the main difference between the back view and the front view is just the head and the shoulders and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna teach you guys, that part. So first off, I've drawn, the shape of a head, just like that, an egg shape, and then the neck, and just like how you would have drawn it in the front view. Just draw it so that the sketch looks symmetrical. And then it goes down maybe a little bit too thin, like that. Also always try to make sure that the distance between the center of the body and the edge of the body, try to make them even. I mean, both, so that the distance is the same on both sides, so like this. And for the shoulders, it's gonna be around here, I think. So this is gonna be a 6 heads tall, as you can see, pelvis, and then divided into 3. That means the rest of the body is also 3 sections. So it's so the height of the character is gonna be 6 heads tall. For the arms, it's gonna go down to where the pelvis is. This part, this line. So this is around where the wrist is. So the half of the length is going to be where the elbow is. Of course, this one is a little bit too thin. I'm just gonna make this a little bit thicker somehow. Yeah, like that. And I'm actually gonna make his hips a little bit thinner, narrower. It's just a little bit too wide. Okay, like that. But no, that's not the main focus of the video. Once I have the sketch, like now it looks like it's the front view. I'm just gonna include the hands, but it looks like it's the front view, and it actually is the same sketch as if it was the front view. It's just that the details, when I join the details, is gonna be a little bit different. So I'm just gonna go over the whole thing, and I'm just gonna make it so that the strokes gets a little bit what is it called, transparent. And then I'm just gonna draw in the details. Hope you guys can see the lines now. I've erased them a little bit too much, I think, but it's basically there. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with the neck actually. So for this tutorial, I'm gonna give him like a shirt, something like that, in like a school uniform, something like that. So the curves are like this because we're looking it kind of like, the hole in which his neck comes from out of the shirt is a little bit pointing away from the camera. And then I'm just gonna have these 2 lines, which is where it's sewed onto the shirt, like that. So this is like a crease, I guess, something like this, just some random creases. And then for this shirt, I'm gonna give him like a short sleeve, like that. Same is gonna go I mean on the other side. And I'm just trying to add some random natural creases. And for the end of this shirt is gonna curve a little bit downwards like that. That's because a lot of shirt, almost all shirts are like that. They have like, okay, not almost all, but not many shirts have that curve thing like this at the end. And this is gonna be his bottom. That was actually a wrong stroke, like this. And then of course I don't have that much time to check if it's very symmetrical, but that's not the main point in this tutorial. Let's add some pockets to the pair of jeans. So now let's go back again, and we are pretty much done with this. Okay, so let's just add in some details. I think it looks a little bit mundane now, so I'm just gonna include this thing. Actually, a lot of school uniforms in anime in Japan have this thing, so we're just gonna include it, and also the loop on which you can hang onto the wall with. So now let's just, if you just look at it again, it looks pretty good. So let's just go on to the head. And for the hair, this is where the main difference comes in, because in the front view you have to draw in all the details of the head, but here it's just a bunch of hair. It's just like a furry egg, something like that. So you just choose a point that the hair strokes is gonna grow from, and then I'm just gonna draw hairs growing from that point. And it's a little bit hard to get it symmetrical. Should be something like that. I think the hair is a little bit too large. Just gonna make it a little bit flatter. And this part is also a little bit too much. This is getting worse, but I'm just gonna make this as, try to always keep it so that it has that, it has the shape of the sketch that you've drawn at the beginning. Something like this is pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. So one thing that, so this is, it uses pretty much the same principles. At least the top of the head is gonna be exactly the same as if it was the front view. It's just that this part that is gonna be something new to you. It might be something new to you. It's just hairs like that. Just some spiky, what do you call it? Spikes down at the neck. And then of course we're gonna draw the arms. And try to make the shape like if it was an arm. So it's gonna be two almost straight lines down here, and then on where the elbow is, it's gonna start to curve a little bit outwards again, because it has muscles there on either side of the lower arm. And the inside is gonna be flatter than the outside. The outside is gonna have a larger curve that's gonna curve, the whole way down here, and this one is just curve and then maybe a straight line. And then here you can draw in the hands, but not really gonna do that now. It's pretty much a waste of time, because I have a video on how to draw the hands, and in that video I also talked about how to draw it in the back view. So make sure you check that one out. And if we just move up again, I'm just gonna draw it so that some of the lines get even clearer. A random bump there. And I'm actually gonna, since this one looks a little bit mundane, so I'm just gonna make it so that it has a line at the bottom of it. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Just like that. This do look a little bit, very plain and boring. But that's quite okay. I think in general, school uniforms are quite boring looking, and they're not intended to be, fashionable. And this is something that you will see a lot in anime anyway. So this is it. Let me just erase some of the lines. And if we just zoom out again, it will look pretty good. Now it's just that this arm is a little bit too thin compared to that arm, so I'm just gonna make a small adjustment. And then of course I'm gonna erase this part. Maybe here too. So I'm just gonna, switch pencil and use this one to do the shading of the hair. Actually, I'm gonna erase the lines I've drawn here too. And I'm just gonna start doing the shading. Now, of course, before I do the shading, I actually would have done the inking first, which is basically to draw the strokes even harder than I've done here. But we are not going to do that actually, because it's a pretty much waste of time. It's just about retracing all your lines, and no, you don't really need a tutorial for that. And when you're doing the shading, remember to try to keep even pressure at all times. As you can see now, you can see the diagonal lines, but sometimes it's a style. But normally in manga, a lot of people would try to avoid that. But in real manga that you buy, they have some gradient stuff, so it's not something that you do with hands anyway. So this is pretty good. You can see some diagonal lines. That's perfectly okay. I'm actually gonna be more careful about this. So it's there's really not much to talk about when you do the shading and shadowing, because you're just adding shadows where things get deep and things get deep. I mean, yeah, when things are very deep into something, like the one converges into the middle, something like that. So that's pretty good. So let's just zoom out again, and we're done. So yeah, let's just put down the pencil and enjoy our drawing, and I hope you guys learned something new. And I will be back with another video pretty soon, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.